Hi guys, this is Pestil and welcome to the finale season of the Raid series. This series I put together so you guys can learn Escape from Tarkov, enjoy the experience, and if you don't have time to play, you can also watch it and play it vicariously through me. It's really in-depth. We have pop-ups, tips, tricks, everything in between. We try and show you absolutely everything we can, so then that way you don't miss out on how to play Tarkov and how to get through some of these nasty quests. So, it's going to be a long season, so buckle in. Without further ado, let's crack straight into it. All right, so you open up Tarkov for the first time, you pick your language. I like to go USEC on the tutorial seasons, and then on the hardcore season, which is a totally different playthrough, I play on Bear, and because it's more hardcore to play as a Bear. Now, which face should we go? It doesn't make any difference. Josh is 41, one of the OG voice actors of the game, and he's just a really cool bloke, so I like always going Josh. It's usually my go-to. Unless I'm going as Bear, then I like to go Sergey because he sounds like sex, really. Once you've actually got through that, there's a new cinematic.
The Norvensk region has forever changed the moment it was turned into an open economic zone. Both Norvensk and Tarkov became centers of international partnership. One of the most influential corporations on the global stage, Terra Group, has established its regional headquarters in Tarkov. Terra Group scientists promised to bring our world towards the future. Even back then, it was obvious the old world was on its way out. In Tarkov, the corporation was actively acquiring land and absorbed local businesses for the sake of its revolutionary projects. Virtus in scientia. That's what they used to say. Terra Group's influence in the city grew rapidly. It wasn't long before they started showing interest in restricted government facilities, a move that couldn't go unnoticed by domestic security agencies. In order to protect their enterprises, Terra Group hired a foreign PMC, United Security. USEC personnel began blocking access to Terra Group's facilities, and even the government authorities no longer had a full picture of what the corporation was doing within Tarkov's borders. Eventually, a team of investigators was sent to the local headquarters to search the building and compile a report. But the USEC operatives refused to let the law officials through and opened fire. After that incident, a new force appeared in the Norvensk region, PMC Bear. Their main mission was to expose and gather evidence of Terra Group's illegal activities around the world. At first, Bear's operations and their clashes with USEC forces were limited and isolated, but the tension escalated quickly. It was too risky to fully involve military forces to maintain order due to the region's special status. The UN forces and Russian military blocked all routes in and out of the city, and the UNTAR mission began evacuating civilians. But despite the authorities' statements, the situation in Tarkov was no longer under anyone's control. The conflict between Bear and USEC evolved into an all-out armed conflict. Marauders and bandits, soon nicknamed scabs, only made things worse. For several years, both PMCs fought each other, each carrying out orders from their respective command. Before all this, Tarkov was featured in the world's top financial news. And now it shows up in the combat logs of the contract wars. But it didn't end there. Terra Group's local headquarters became Bear's primary objective, withstanding multiple assault attempts. During one of those raids, something happened. event that split Tarkov's history into the before and after.
So for anyone who has been playing Tarkov a long time, that gives you a lot of warm and fuzzies, because it's like it's giving you the lore and build up of getting into the game and like where you actually come from. Because we've always just played it and be like, oh, all right, we just start at level 1, but now we actually have a reason why we're playing it. So it's cool, and I actually think this tutorial is actually really, really well done. So I don't know all the little secret loot spots. I know of the ones that you probably should know. But yeah, so as you spawn in, you have your character. So you press tab, this will load up all your gear. Here's your secure container. If you die, anything inside your secure container you keep in your backpack, and all that you'll lose. These are special slots. You can put certain items in special slots. You'll have different face coverings, and you can have primary and secondary weapons. You can hotkey meds as well. So pressing a number on top of a med will help you with that. And then, so when you're walking around, you can press F as the default search item or search button, and you can search different things. So I would highly recommend, I'll try and tell you which ones I would think picking up would be the best at the moment, and we'll go from there. Up on this here, you want to pick up tape, and then I think it's M, play the last found tape.
To all USEC units. Blast killed our electronics. No comm with HQ. We have lost control of the facility. Evacuate through Exfil 3 towards the port. Exfil 3. Expect enemy contact. Proceed with caution. Any non-USEC individuals are to be considered hostile. Defend yourselves. Use sound judgment.
So up until today, you weren't able to put meds inside your secure container. You can now. And CMS kits, and there's another one called a survival kit, can also go into your special slots. As for the rest of the gear, I would recommend not stressing too much about what goes in what slot. Just grab whatever you think would be good. But I'm just going to try and pick up stuff that has high value, and I'll try to recommend to you what those are. Now, do you think you're actually starting loadout changes depending on which account you've got? Maybe I'm wrong with that. Maybe it's not. I am playing on a standard account. So if you saw the different versions of the game, I am playing on a standard account. There is, you get better stuff depending on what version you buy, and you'll have more space in your stash depending on what version you buy. So you can run around, loot everything, listen to tapes and stuff. I missed a tape last time I played through. I don't exactly know where the next one is, so maybe... Oh, there it is. So this is probably the one I missed last time. So, did I press M for that one? Oh, it is. This is really cool. This is new to 1.0. This was not in the beta.
Commander, how much longer do you reckon we'll be stuck here?
For as long as they tell us to. Terror Group still has a fuckload of unclosed facilities in Tarkov.
You think they'll manage to pull everything out on time? Even with their resources? It sounds impossible.
Let them set their priorities themselves. We've already got our hands full babysitting HVIs and hauling out Terror Group's docks.
But still, even if everything is moved out, there will be hundreds of digital drives left behind. There's no way to evacuate something like that in war conditions.
They're not going to extract everything. Okay, I heard Terror Group has some kind of weapon that wipes data from the systems. All of it.
Like an EMP? Surely they're gonna give us a heads up, right?
It would screw up all our coordination. Why would they hide it from us? Even if they do end up using this thing, it'll only be after we're evacuated. Without our PMC support, they wouldn't last long. They have no one but us.
And what about those contractors we transferred the HVIs to? They looked quite serious. You know, shady too. No insignias, no patches. Who are they anyway?
There's no info on them from HQ, so clearly we shouldn't get involved in their shit. They might be linked to that specialist guy over at the lighthouse. an escort crew from outside the border. But our guys are stretched thin here, and either way, we can't trust them.
Makes you wonder how fast Terror Group would have been screwed up without us involved. Especially now, when even some of our own commanders are staying away from their orders.
Listen, watch your mouth. Any other situation, I'd have you deployed somewhere far worse, so shut up. Shut up!
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I haven't listened to that tape before. That's the first time I've ever heard it. So I'll go over a couple things. After you do a little bit of looting, you come over here, you pick up the gun off the body. Make sure you pick up the mags and stuff. The Salua, this thing is a med. Definitely worth picking up. Now, the default troubleshooting is pressing L, and that will check your weapon, and then you shift T, and that will fix the jam. That's the default. You can change that however you want. Some other things I might go through before we go any further. These are my settings. So I'll just scroll through slowly. You can have a look and change stuff how you want. Like I've got the health stuff showing all the time, but I don't have some of the other stuff showing all the time. Head bobbing, make sure you put that down to 0.2. It'll seasick if otherwise. FOV on max. I use the auto ram cleaner and only use physical cores, but each their own. Graphics settings, I play in borderless just because I alt tab heaps and that, but I think you would get better performance if you didn't use borderless and used full screen instead. NVIDIA DLSS used to be the way to go. In 1.0 at the moment, turning that off and using TAA will make it look a lot better, and you'll get way better FPS. And then that's the rest of my settings. Post FX, this will make it look a little bit more. This will make it look a little bit more vibrant and pop out a bit more. But it might make it look a little bit too Fortnite if you use. So mess about with this. Find what you enjoy. Sound settings. This is just kind of what I've always used. It is what it is. And control. So the main control changes I've got, there is a weapon shoulder swap, weapon shoulder transition. I've actually got that off to use as my VoIP button because I just don't find it that useful. There is an advantage to leaning towards the right around a corner than to the left, and shoulder swapping does help that, but it just annoys me. So yeah, I've got both discard, which is defaulted as delete key. I've got the discard button on my mouse and also the VoIP button on my mouse. Besides that, the only other major one I've changed is the vaulting. I don't have vault on the default spacebar. I've got it set to the V key. You guys will change around all this however you want, but that is pretty much my settings there. Everything else is default. I use 0.38 sensitivity for both mouse and mouse aiming, and that is it. That is pretty much everything. All right. So with the admin out of the way, let's get through this tutorial together. You can literally search all these containers, try and find whatever you want. Realistically, of all the items so far I've found, I would probably keep some food and drink, but a cricket is probably nice for the hideout. Actually, something that's probably worth putting on it is add to wish list hideout zone upgrades. All right. Cricket is needed for that early. These are screws are needed for a junk box. For a stash upgrade. This is for a quest later on. Probably not worth holding on to. I think if you did 2 crickets like that, I think you'd be pretty sweet. Preparing battle. There's the flashlight. B is your weapon select, your fire select, and then obviously we would put on this gun. Now I did find the PP19. But yeah, so now we have first introduction to scavs. These ones are pretty bad aiming. As I get hit. We'll run up and just clear them out first. Single fire is probably going to be easier here. Some of these mags aren't full, by the way. Or at least it felt like that for me. Alright, when you empty a mag, at this point, it might be worth maybe dropping 1 or 2 of them just so you can loot a little bit more. I think it is actually worth searching all these containers as you go through. It's going to be an interesting ride. The USEC hat doesn't really have any advantage for us. I would pretty much skip that stuff. Even the pistol stuff, I might even just drop that so we can get some more actual stuff that we need. Water juice not needed early. We don't need that many splints. For the tutorial, we'll take that, and I reckon we can get those gone as well. None of those items are really good for us at this point. Now, if something's not examined, you press the mouse wheel down and that will auto-examine it. A shovel is better than a knife. You can double click an item to see how much damage it does. So the right click does 43, the left click does 24. That is definitely better than what we were currently using. Matches are actually handy early. I think you need 3 boxes of matches. Thankfully, by the time we actually get to the flea market, which is like the in-game trading system, a lot of stuff should hopefully be up for sale, and then we can take advantage of that. Because on my main account right now, I'm struggling to get a lot of items on the flea market because they're just not available. All right, I'm probably going to be missing some stuff, but looking around the corners. Now, the scavs we killed, press F on them, press your mouse wheel down, and you'll be able to see different armors to examine. This is a streamer item, so anything with a purple background, not always, but it can be a streamer item. You want to unload some ammo early on, see what ammo they are. That's pretty bad ammo, so we won't touch that. But that AK is actually pretty mid as well. We're going to find some better guns coming up, I'm sure. Now, when you're looking at armors, you want to know what the differences are. This is an armor class 2, this is an armor class 4, and you can see that the plates are class 4. Then it's got soft plates as well. So if it's got hard plates and soft plates, they're generally better. It's like having 2 lots of armor compared to 1. So just keep that in mind when you're searching. Down the bottom left here, we've got our weight, health, hydration, and energy. Always worth keeping an eye on that. So if you, like, for example, see on this guy, was it this one? No, this one. Oh, no, it was there. See that hot rod? You could drink that and get 10 energy, 20 hydration. And when you're at the lower levels, you'll need to do a lot of eating and drinking. It's like you've got a hole in your stomach and you're constantly needing to eat and drink. All right, this part of the tutorial is trying to teach you to vault. So V to stand over something. And then we go outside. Once outside, there's some more stuff to loot. We should hopefully get engaged. There we go. Oof, oof. Where is this guy? This one pissed me off last time too. Oh, so you got to lead a little bit with your bullets because of bullet travel time. Now I have a broken arm, so you can see it's gone blurry. And there are claymores in Tarkov that you need to keep an eye out for. So we chuck this PP19 on the ground. There's an AK-12 here that we can use. And we do want to heal up. So if you set in your settings or controls, you want to have your hotkeys set to release. So slots 1 to 0. Set them all to release. And then if you have a med selected, like the Salua there, you can hold the 5 key and you can scroll. So you can heal specific spots or you can heal all. So you go full treatment. And then it was bugged last patch, but you should be able to do full healing. So, yeah, so it's working again. So, now, good example. Scav's coming up. We need to stop our heal. Just left or right click and you can stop the heal. So, another option is you can just double click. So you can double click the splint. and that will also use the heal. So another option. So CMS will heal the blacked out limbs. Bandages will heal light bleeds, and S marches and tourniquets will heal your heavy bleeds. So you just got to keep that in mind. Very complicated healing system. So compared to most other games where it's like, oh, you're down 30 health, this one is like completely different. So we'll finish off the heals here. We'll go back and quickly loot over there. I actually think it's a really good tutorial. It'll get you through the initial understanding of the game. A lot of this stuff you have to do in raid normally. You'll be fighting against other players and you're still figuring out what the hell's going on. So hopefully this will make it a lot better for a lot of people moving forward. Now we want to make sure we don't actually finish that Salura as well. I don't think we should get hit many more times. Okay, so that was Alt T is to check mag by default. And we will be reloading. So what I want to do here is a rig inside here. You can double click the rig, hold control and left click, and we'll put all that stuff in there, and we go like that. And then that way we get to loot a little bit more in this tutorial. So we'll check all these items. Not a bad pistol grip, so we might take that. Finish searching this one. I don't think this is... Flesh 2P actually might be used for a gunsmith later on, but we don't really need it. There's some actual ammo that we use. So every gun uses a different caliber, or every guns use different types of calibers. Not everyone is unique, but each gun has a different type of caliber. So you need to keep an eye out for that. You want to make sure you pick up those at one or all. You need that for your hideout. And then this mag only had 5 rounds left, so we're going to reload that. And we could top up those mags like this. So it does take a little bit of time. Whilst this is happening, I'll explain that you've got like different tabs up the top. Overall is obviously you're explaining. All your stats in that. Health is your health stats. And this is your skills. So your skills will level up as you do stuff in raid. So there's a diminishing return. So stuff will level up slower or faster or whatever. So keep that in mind. And then obviously there's your task tab here. The map, you need to actually bring in a map in your inventory to see the map. You'll never do it. You'll never do it. You'll load up one of my guides or the wiki page or something like that. Alright, we'll get this mag topped up. Perfect. Reload. And we will keep going. So, this one's got a cycle. A thing that you can do, so I'm going to quick drop that. You can actually press your mouse wheel down to fold a stock and be able to put it inside your gear. I recommend picking up gear and then either just dropping it straight on the ground or just or putting it back. And that will help you get a skill called Charisma leveled up. So, big tips early on here. So you can see the diminishing return there is at 21%. But yeah, being able to pick up an item and dropping it levels up your charisma skill. Right click that. We're going to drink up because our hydration and energy is getting a little lower. And then as you can see, this rig is actually bigger than our current rig. So we're going to move everything across. And then we'll drop that one, Alt and left click, and that puts it onto us there. So now we have a bigger rig. So we can carry more gear. This is Tarkov in a nutshell. You are wanting to min-max everything you possibly can. Every time you loot stuff, you get experience points. That means you can level up more. And that's food and drink there. I don't think there's anything else here we should worry about. And then we go inside. Tarkov, the tutorial, it does explain a lot of things really well. It doesn't give you the fear factor yet. When there's other players in your raid, you will be scared. A lot. But you were doing a lot of ground zero early on. Alright, so we are low in hydration and energy. This is part of the tutorial. And then they have this area with a lot of food and drink. So you can pick up a heap of food and drink. And then you can use it to top that up. The health skill and the metabolism skill both reduce how much food and drink you need. So just keep that in mind. Over time, you will not need to eat and drink as much, but it does take probably 200 or 300 raids to to get to the point where it's like not really a big concern over rate at all. But if you lose your stomach, your health, and so your food and drink goes down quite rapidly. So what you can see on the bottom left here, that 3.2 and 3.8, that's how much you lose per minute. So keep that into account. Now, Tushonka actually needed for a quest later on. It's quite a bit away. I might get rid of those beers, but I wouldn't mind holding onto them if I can. We're going to be very efficient with our questing. I'm going to try my best to explain everything and show everything to you guys as good as possible. All right. So he's dead. Hopefully I don't miss anything. Alright, and we've got an AK here. We can put that sight onto the AK-12. SJ6s are very valuable, so that's why I'm holding to that. Now, when you're looking at ammo, every ammo has a different penetration and damage. So pen is how good it goes through armor. If you go here, it gives you a bit of an example. So class 1 armors will get it through at 11 pen. But, you know, class 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, it's not going to really get through it, which means they won't take any damage until it destroys the armor, which could take a lot of hits. But it has very high damage. So that's why when I unload a mag and stop straight away, it's just to see what ammo's in there. If this was a really high pen ammo, so say, for example, PS, that's 28 pen, that actually gets through class 1, 2, and 3 really well. So I'm looking for the ammo that actually is really good. So then that way, and if you get better at the game, you'll start doing this. So see these mags? These are different types of ammo in the mag. So that's like a Luger, that's a rip round, and that is a PSO, I'd imagine. Yeah. So, oh, it's empty, so we might just drop that off there. So yeah, you'll learn by look. This is why Tarkov is such a overwhelming game at first, but that's why the raid series is here, to help you learn. All right, we're going to come down here, keep looking as we go down. I didn't see what that tutorial note was. We probably don't need any more water or peas. Okay, these are Comtacs, or we call them Comtacs headsets. That will make you hear further. And generally speaking, are quite important to have. And there's a second pair, so we'll take them because let's see how. Okay, so here's a better armor. So this is a class 4 armor with some pads, a light armor, and then this is another one. So actually, now okay, I'm gonna get it really annoying now. So there's also different types of armor. So I can't really show you while I'm holding it, but if you right click here, it says it's armor steel. This is where Tarkov is so annoying, right? And then you check this one out, and it says ultra high molecular weight polyethylene. This is actually better than the steel, I'm fairly sure. But it's worth taking into account that this one has more soft plates. So another thing to note is that where it protects is this one will do thorax, stomach, lower back, upper back. And then this one will do groin, throat, right side, left side. So this one is probably the better one against scavs, which is what these guys are. But you know, like having this armor when you leave the raid is actually pretty good too. You could choose between taking an armor and not as much loot out, but I'm going to take the loot out because we will get our armors elsewhere. So these kind of helmets I don't like to wear. Not very high. It's not very high protection, and it will lose some of your hearing for it. Spark plug's a big find early, so you want to make sure you take the spark plug if you see one. That's another type of tourniquet. This 3M armor is needed for a quest early on, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to find them in our raids, so we'll hold out on that. And as you can see here, this one has a foregrip, so we could take that foregrip and put it on the AK-12 that we're not using. Here's a grenade. I can show you how to throw that. And if you press your mouse wheel down on a magazine, it will show you how much ammo is in that magazine. So you can search your mags, top them up. As you can see, I haven't used any of these. They are quite low. The only thing I would recommend out of this then is to keep 1 mag. Have a look what's in here. Because I'd rather loot more. Yeah, so unload all those. Put that in there. More space. This is min-maxing, by the way. I'm just trying to show you how to make the most out of the tutorial. I knew these mags were not full. Said it. I fucking said it. It stressed me out in the tutorial because I was like, when I first played it, because I was like, going to die to it. Oh, you can press here and you press SCF1, by the way. Console and then FPS1 will show you your FPS. Apparently, we only have 4 minutes left, so we need to get moving. And you can hold... oh, no. It won't let me vault that. Let's get outside and finish off these guys. Pretty sure there's a third one at the back here. Alright. Now, an item you don't want to miss is located over by these tents. You want to grab that AFAC. I'm going to have to move along because I don't want to run out of time. Grab that Tashonka, that's a big W. Get one of them. Then inside here is... no way, they took it away. So on the other side, and I'm... There's meant to be a LEDX here. What happened to it? No way they took it away. Am I looking at the wrong spot? There's normally... people were showing me videos of them getting LEDXs here. It's one of the most valuable items in the game. Must have taken it away. Alright. Guess we're not finding a LEDX today. If there is a way of finding it and I'm doing it wrong, then I'll make sure I get that added. Alright, we're just going to grab whatever we can. We've got 2.5 minutes. The extract's right next to us, so we don't have to go too far. So at this point, if you're at this point of the raid, you just want to top up. Whatever you're about to extract, just grab whatever items you can. It's amazing. How did other people find it? It was 100% just here. Like right here. Oh. Alright, double check if we could get more lures. That'd have been huge. But it looks like that's probably it for us out of all that loot. It's a little bit of money. Hold. Try one more spot. There it is. There it is. Alright, that's the LEDX I was trying to find. I just didn't know where. Okay. I knew it was those bodies. I just didn't know where on those bodies. Alright, we've got a minute left. Let's get out of here. So the green flare shows you where the extract is. That's not the case with every map, but it is with this situation right here. And then from there, you escape from your first raid. And that's the tutorial finished. It's just the tip of the iceberg. It is literally the tip of the iceberg. So when you extract from a raid, if you extract, you keep everything that you extracted with, obviously. If you died, you lose a lot of things. So there's all the scavs that we killed and the time we killed them. I don't think that's accurate. We didn't take 12 minutes to kill the first one. What, because of the cinematic that was playing. Alright, and then these are your damage stats and stuff like that. In our normal raid episodes, when we go around the map and that at the end of the map we show a map of where we go for you guys so you can learn, but you know, for this one we won't do that. That was your experience points going up. We are nearly at the end of level 4, and then we are back at our stash. Now this is a standard stash, and holy moly, it is tiny. This is going to be a bit of work for us. So first thing I would recommend doing is stacking your backpacks. You click this button here and then sort. We are going to use all these rigs as storage compartments, including this one, until we can get what's called a junk box. Unfortunately, you can't tag rigs, but we'll just put our quest items in there as well. It'll just make it easier for us later on. Stuff like these SJ6s and SJ9s, I'm just going to vendor. I know like majority of players will be like they're worth keeping for use, but honestly, what they do is they make it so you can run further without, or SJ6s makes it so you can run further with stamina wise, and then SJ9 is it's a way to like make it so you can't be seen from a thermal sight, but I would be vendoring that one anyway. So the next thing to do actually in the game is to visit the traders. So maybe we should do that first, and then I'll worry about the stash management side of things. So we'll visit therapist.
Здравствуйте, юноша.
Hello, young man. I don't know. Should I be reading out these for you guys? I'll read it for this episode. Actually, I'm going to be filming probably half a dozen before they go live. So, hello, our guys. This is my response. Hello, our guys were given your contact in case of an emergency. I need to reach the evacuation point at the port. Can you help me with this? You acted wisely in finding me. However, I cannot guide you through the entire city on one. No one in Tarkov can complete control over the territory. What I might do actually is I might press spacebar and skip them, because then we can actually just look at the actual dialogue here, and then I won't be talking over it. So, you acted wisely in finding me. However, I cannot guide you through the entire city. No one in Tarkov has completed control over the territory. What can you help me with then? I need to know my way around this place. I know people who could show you safe routes in the city blocks. However, you must understand that maintaining these passages consumes significant resources. So I'll have to pay you for info on these routes. How much? We use these routes for civilian evacuation and therefore do not economize on safety. All right, I've got the money here. Hand over 250,000 rubles. It sounds like she doesn't want the money, but then you have to give it. But if you can't say you can't pay right now, you have to go and make 250k. So you got to pay her if you want to continue on the quest line. I'm glad you care about the fate of civilians struggling to survive in the city blocks. You made the correct choice. And then you can ask her if she's got any jobs for you. She'll say no. And do you have anything for sale? And you can see her stash. And then you can leave. Once you've done that, you can also talk and visit to Ragman. Ragman is like your clothing guy.
Будь как дома, не стесняйся.
Make yourself at home. Hello. Our guys were told you could help with the supply issues. You flattened me. At Ragman's, you can find anything you need. Armor, fancy clothes will hook you up, but you didn't just come here for shopping, huh? I need to get to the port, but I don't know the area. Evacuating, huh? Plenty have tried. I'll link you with the right people and show you the path. Just do one little favor for me first. What do you need, Mr. Ragman? There's been commotion in the forest near Ultra Mall. Maybe even some vehicles involved. I want that place checked out. My crew's all tied up with other gigs. So you showed up at a good time. Got anything more serious? I didn't train for this kind of work, or so a recon job. Let's go. So a recon job. Scout around Ultra at the interchange and keep an ear out for running vehicles. Let me know about everything you find.
Конечно.
And then you get the options to trade. And if he's got any work. So there we go. And then this updated our task over here, which is new to 1.0. We're going to survive and extract from interchange. And then we get our side missions later on. Now, we will be selling some stuff so we can have more money. We need to get to 1.1 million so we can buy this junk box as soon as possible. Like literally as soon as humanly possible, we should be trying to do that. Illumination is ready to upgrade. I think because we're a USEC. I think we're going to use the MPX for this raid. Might be the choice. Either that or we're going with the pistol. We'll take the MPX. Actually, no. We'll go in with the pistol because we can use the MPX on a map where we're going to actually try and kill people. Well, you can't even repair the armors yet. All right, they really don't make it easy for you. So we're going to put the AFAC in there and then just put... these is what we call cheese meds. So we'll put cheese on 5. I like to do bandage 6. 20k 7. If I'm not using bandages, I'll just put 20k on 6. And then painkillers are on 4. So if you get a blacked out leg, you can use a painkiller. We are already completely full in the stash, by the way. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. What you can also do if you want to like make some money is also sell melee weapons. But generally speaking, you need to sell that to Jaeger. So that's a little bit away. All right. We do have time to quickly smash out an interchange raid. So we're going to do that. And then that will likely be the end of today's episode. I'm just going to quickly show you to tidy up. You can get items from being a part of the beta and stuff like that. I'm going to sell all this stuff that we're not going to use because we need the space. If I don't need it straight away, I'm just going to sell it. I think that's probably it for now. All right. Interchange, quick raid. I can show you what scav runs are later on. So PMC is this loadout here. And then scav is you get a custom random loadout and you can pick from other maps to go to. So is it not in the scav interchange? I know it is. So we could scav from Ground Zero Streets or interchange, but we're going to go PMC and we're going to go to interchange daytime. You got the choice between day and night. There is actually nighttime. We will ensure. So then if we die, we got a chance. If no one takes out our gear, we'll get our gear back and we will go into our raid. All right, so deploying. This is a live server. Players could be anywhere. All right, so by double tapping O, we can see our extracts. We've got Emicon, Power Station Vehicle, Scav Camp, Co-op, Safe Room, Exfil, and Smuggler's Tunnel. We are located, okay, on the power station side of the map. We might go power station around the back. This is going to be a risky raid. I'd be very surprised if we survive it. Interchange is very, very sweaty. And a lot of people will be doing this because they've just got, you know, into a scam for Tarkov and they want to do their first raid. So there'll be a lot of trigger-happy people. Now, I have not explored this ever before, by the way. This is a new, uncharted territory for me. I'm in the... What the hell? I'm in the quicksand, I guess? Oh, there's quicksand in Tarkov now. So, located on the... if you're looking at the mall from the front, we're on the left-hand side of the mall. We can go along the back. This is cool. This is really cool. You can go to power station through different ways now. A lot more cover. Now we will try and VoIP people. Hello? If we get some friendlies. Hello there. We're just going to run around the back. There's a what's called a hidden stash. Or cache. So the car extract is right there, but it's not obviously up. Hello? Look for keys. Not too stressed about looking inside every single container right now because our objective is to survive. That's the mall up there. This is all changed. This is cool. Ooh, you can go a lot further back here. I'm assuming that's safe. But here used to be weapon crates and stuff, so I was just going to check quickly for that. Now, when you're extracting, you want to make sure you try and fill yourself up as much as possible because me putting those items in the bum right there in the secure container, that's in case I die, or at least I've got made some money, right? Even if you don't know what the value of an item is, it's still worth putting it in there for, like, straight away, just so you've got something in there. Over time, you will learn what's valuable. The aim is you want to try and pick up items that are around about 10,000 rubles per square. I'm assuming we can run around the back here now. I don't know how far out that way we can go. Wow, this is cool. Okay, you're seeing this for the first time with me, seeing it for the first time. So, you no longer need to go right up close to the wall. This is made interchange way bigger. So it used to be that you'd have to run all along the wall along here, and you'd be running along this road and exposed. The fact that we can go up here is really cool. Cool power substation here. Check to see if there's any loot. Just the shush. See that symbol? That means sniper, I think. Yeah, that'll be sniper there. So don't go too close to that. You'll get killed. This is actually pretty massive. There's a road back there. What's in this tent? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, friend. Hello.
Are you friendly?
I cannot hear you.
I just have a pistol. Are you friendly? Friendly, friendly? Hello? Don't trust this man. When they go silent, don't trust them. Hello? Hello? Yeah, do not trust anyone who goes silent. Ever. Barbed wire there? It's called a defib. It's actually quite valuable. I kind of wanted to run in and grab it. Hello? It's like, it went quiet over there. CMSC, that can put in this special slot so we can get those. That's free money even if we die as well. I really want to loot these meds. I should be clearing for him. This is bad. Stupid by me. This is another painkiller, so that's worth picking up. I don't know where he dipped to. Get rid of that. 'Cause that's a brand new one, so we're going to put the brand new one on. We don't have room to take these. I'm going to keep heading towards Emicon. Hello? There's a scav. Take the scav's gear. We'll move that up here. We are very poor, so we take everything. We want to go out with a max loot. Doesn't look like there's anything in that tent. You can walk, but in through all these shrubberies and that, I'm kind of tempted to move pretty quick. Just to not be as easy a target if someone's following me or if that guy was like chasing up behind me. But walking is generally the safer or tactical method. You will hear people running all the time, and if you're walking, and kill them. Okay, and this is the Emicon extract. Come around the back here. You're going to have some fun, guys, trying to figure out where all these extracts are and stuff, so should be good. And there you have it. Survived an interchange raid. So pretty much we spawned in towards the power station. We ran all the way through the power station, checking a little bit of loot there. I was hoping to like either run into a player or a scav, try and kill some stuff there. And then through that new area behind the mall, found a defib, which was huge, and then headed to the Evercon extract. When you're starting out, when you spawn in, just walk straight towards an extract and try and loot everything on the way. That's a really good way of starting out. If you get bogged down and spend too much time in a raid, you'll eventually get killed. Like, it's just how it is. Like, this game, you don't just survive all the time. You die lots. You can heal in the post raid. I only was down like 3 health, so that'll heal over time anyway. So by the time you load into another raid, it'll already be done. All right, so after that, this armor that we've got here is better than that one, so we'll put that in there. I'm going to sell another package just because we don't have the space. We're just going to have to deal with what we've got. This sucks so much on a standard account. All right, first in line, we've got that quest. So this is to hand over found in raid meds. Just hand over the shittiest meds you've got. Probably going to be those 3. And then now that we've finished that quest, tell Ragman what you found during the recon. So we need to go back to the trader, go to Ragman.
Заходи.
Scout all around Ultra, no working vehicles, no suspicious sounds. Nothing at all, huh? Well, if camp's empty too, then it's definitely not a convoy. Nothing to worry about then. I did my part. You promised to show me the way forward. I remember. Head to customs. It's an industrial zone near the factory. Local trader runs it. Goes by Skier. Make sure you see him, but don't bother looking for him on customs. He's likely moved back to his base in the North Port. Talk to him there. How Skier with strangers. Expect anything. He's been through a lot himself, but I'll explain things to him for you. He'll let you talk. After that, it's all on you, brother. Well, thanks for the help. And he said, hey, if evacuation doesn't pan out, swing by Ragman, so I always have work for you guys like you. Cool. All right. So now we have, I believe, Skier unlocked, which we can visit. And we also, and it wants us to talk to Skier. So we'll talk to Skier.
Yeah.
Hey, you standing there? All right, don't stress. I've been told about you. Headed to the port, yeah. Plan's bollocks, but you do you. Oh, it said I'm ready to evac. I'm ready to evac from here. 2, if there's a spot, you're the one who runs this port, right? You're a sharp one, aren't you? You don't even look at my patch. All the exits from the northern port were knackered right at the start. So by water, you ain't going anywhere from here. But I see ships sitting right behind you. As if that means anything. Think of that as the last berth, or whatever sailors call it. Only the southern terminal still operational, but it's full of soldiers. They shoved everyone off the warm spots back then, bloody bastards. All right, Ragman said you know customs area well. Can you tell me how to get through? Well, customs is basically an industrial area for Polycom number 16, so you'll have to pass through the factory. No other way, but the place is rigged with landmines. You have to know the safe routes. I suppose you won't just share them for me for free. What you think it's some fairy tale? Do a little job for me, and I'll not only show you the routes, but also hook you up with the specialist I know. If he wasn't such a weirdo with his philosophy crap, he'd be the perfect partner. Swear down. What kind of job? Some local punks got brave and tried to raid my warehouse. They're pushing daisies now, but the place needs patching up. They need a hand fixing up the place. Something like that, but you won't need to swing a happer. Just bring me some building supplies. What exactly do you need? Anything, mate? He goes, any idea where I can find the stuff? Industrial zone on customs provides provides, haha. You'll mostly find supplies in toolboxes or big wooden crates. Check near any construction site and you're bound to find something decent. Thanks for the tip, I'll get it done. And I'm pretty sure you can go straight back to him and say, I've got some building supplies, and then literally just hand over these. I'd suggest that you hopefully got more in the tutorial. Okay, what about the route to the port? Main road's mine, but my boys still sorted out. We'll use the parts ourselves, it's safe. You mentioned specialist too. Yeah, people call him mechanic. If you want top tier guns, there's no one better in Tarkov. Could have certainly left ages ago, but he's still here. Why though? Why stay here in the Steel City? You don't just get him. Mechanic may know a fuck ton of random shit, but he lives and breathes firearms. So all this war is a playground for him. Has he ever served anywhere? How did he get so obsessed with firearms? Doubt it. He's a total nerd. Ask him yourself about guns. I'm not that into it. I'll let you know when you're coming. Got it. Thanks for the help. Cool. So now it says survive and extract from custom. So we just have to go do a custom trade. That will be in our next episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. It's going to be a bit of a ride. We've got a lot to do, and I'm a little bit worried about our standard account stash. We're going to have to do some work to get that upgraded as soon as possible. So you go to the hideout, and then from there, we could do a lot of upgrades. So some of it's just money related, and then other ones are a lot more. So vents, for example, wants a little bit of cash, and we can upgrade the vents. Illumination needs the cricket. That's why I said to pick one of them up. And then security needed a measuring tape, which we handed over. So measuring tape and spark plug, which I think we handed both of them over. The stash upgrade is the one we're going to need the most early. WD-40, hand drill, pack of nails, and screws. We are going to farm, add 2.5 million drills. We are going to farm this very quickly. That's going to be our priority. So that is it for this episode. Hopefully you guys liked it. If you got a friend new to Tarkov, share it with them. This is going to help them out with learning the game. And that's my whole purpose. I'm going to try my best to teach you everything I can and escape for Tarkov with you guys. The final raid series of all time. So, like and comment, subscribe, notification bell, do all the good stuff that helps me get this more discoverable and helps it me keep motivated to keep doing it. And been loving the wipe so far. I know there's been a lot of server issues, but I'm excited to see where we go from there. And that's it. That's it. So lastly, guys, I'll see you next time.